Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Karsh Gowan. This is Golden Cave TV. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of an unboxing for the Pathfinder 2 beginner box, as well as showcasing a little bit of the Silenscape audio which comes with it, a little bit of a 30-day trial, and also a little bit of a micro review of the unboxing. And at the end, if you go to this timestamp, I'll also do just a little bit of a comparison to the D&D starter set, the 5th edition that one is. So let's get into it. I've had this for a little bit. This is actually, I class this as the top 3 or the 3rd best beginner box starter set in my collection. I do have a lot of starter sets. It's what I really enjoy. It's high quality. The only thing that beats it is essentially the Chaosium products. But I do apologize. The camera is really struggling against the reflections of the high quality print. And the boxing, it's high reflective. So we'll take the cover off. As you'll notice, it's also very thick too. So thick box, quite substantial. Now these are a 1 to 3 level adventure. You can additionally buy, before we get into it, the Troubles in Atari, which brings it up to 3 to 5 levels in adventure. But let's go into it. We have some color-coded dice. And they are color-coded because it's actually referenced on what color is which. They're quite clear, they're quite bright, and they're very easy to read. I'm quite impressed with them. We have stands. So these are just pawn stands, and there's quite a variety of them. We've got what's actually in the box, which is really, really good. Don't see that one. So I'll turn this over as well. So read this first. It has pre-mades, and it does encourage you to, if you want to just jump in, use the pre-mades. Go do the pre-mades. It does have how to make your own character. Also says for the GM, go to this, and it's kind of it's really made for people starting out on both Pathfinder and also as role-playing in total. So there we go. Now, if you're coming from Dungeons and Dragons, again, sorry about the reflection about the glare. If you're coming from Dungeons and Dragons and you're used to Adventurers League, Pathfinder have recovered. Paizo have recovered with their Pathfinder Society. It is pretty much what you're going to expect from an Adventurers League and community play, and they've been doing it for many, many, many years. And it's got a pretty much how to get started and what you need for that. So really nice one there. Now we're getting to these. So this is the Heroes box, Heroes Handbook. So this is just for the players themselves. In theory, just for the players themselves. It has, I'll go through the rules here so you can see. So how to play a game starts at 60, ends at 72. So 12 pages, 11 pages thereabouts of actually how to play the game. That's actually pretty cool. They've been able to condense the rules down to only 12 pages. Now you can do character creation. That's the bulk of this book. If you want to do a character, you want to make your own character for the first game, I do not recommend it, but it is an option. You can do that. Also, I should note, they've got the character sheet and they've got the bits and pieces there, but you'll see that later on. And it's got a really simple thing of the skills and the descriptions, etc. Leveling up, and a quick index at the back. So 70 odd pages, but most of it is character creation. The basics, all you need is that from 60 to 71. That's all you need. So that's the beginner's handbook for the players. Yes, I'm just throwing them on the ground onto the... Ugh. Getting there. So for the Games Master though, it has a bit more. Now, I've got to make sure I open this in a certain way because on the inside cover, right there is the actual map, the GM's version of the map. And again, it's got how to game master. The way this is written is not just for brand new role players. It's also written for people that are coming from other systems because Paizo and Pathfinder do things just a little bit different, and it explains things on how things might catch you out. So I think it's really well done in how it's written, and the rules are written in a way which there's no ambiguity. They're written concisely where possible, but they're also written in a way which you're not going to make mistakes. And I think that's a really important way of thinking it. There's just no grey areas. You don't have to look up a quick reference. And if you are coming from Dungeons and Dragons, or if you're not willing to buy all the rules for Pathfinder, all the rules are online for free, officially, with Age of Nethys, or Archives of Nethys, I should say. So if you don't want to buy all the books again, you can, in theory, run games just from Archives of Nethys, and it is official. It is allowed to be on there, and it has everything there. It just doesn't have the setting info. But anyway, that's the GM's guide. And again, very high quality print material. You can see the gloss coming off here. It's playing havoc with the camera. Even though I've got reflective lighting, it's playing absolute havoc with the camera. And it's got a quick reference at the back on the rules. So really simple, really cool. Now we have the pre-made characters. So we've got pre-made characters. They're not just a single sheet, but rather a folio. So we've got the Bout Volius. You've also got a Play the Fighter if you want. And that's a really good way of going, oh, I want to do this. This is the character for me. Got the same for the Wizard. Got the same for each one. So you got your character sheet there. You got all the details, and again, everything is color coded. Make it simple. It's written in a way which was more what you would actually see on your own character sheet, but it looks like it's actually handwritten in, but it's not. Also has your actions and more details about how things work in game for that specific character. So you've got Valos the Fighter, Ezron the Wizard, really simple, Kyra the Cleric, and Missile the Rogue. So really, really simple, just 4 characters. I'm not a big fan of the iconics from Pathfinder series, but in this case, I do recommend using the iconics instead of making up your own character, because there's certain things in the pre-made, like in this campaign, that it kind of makes you want to actually play these, because it reflects on each character and shows kind of what each character brings to the table. Now, we have this here. So if you've been with us for a while, you would know that we use Sirenscape for pretty much everything we do. Sirenscape is a TTT RPG as well as board gaming audio software, an app, so to speak, which you can use online, offline, and pretty much anywhere you want. I think it's absolutely amazing. They are based in Australia. They're not a sponsor of the channel, and on the back of this has a 30-day trial, as well as a link to the Men Assault Under Atari, which is this campaign, which is this little 2 to 3 session starter set adventure. So I've got it up here. I'll do the introduction, and just so you can understand kind of what it is and kind of what the scenario is about as well. So also on this, box texts are narrated for you. So every room, every part of the adventure specifically has its own sound set, room by room, and it's got introductory narration for each one. So I'll just play the flat out first one so you can understand kind of what's going on there.
The stairs leading into the basement of the Otari fishery creak with age as you make your way downstairs to find the beast that has been eating all the fish. In the center of the room, between stone pillars holding up the fishery overhead, are barrels filled with salted fish.
So you can see, just hear kind of like the narration. If you don't like doing the box text, I really don't like reading up box text. It's all there for you. And you've got this beautiful background audio as well, and the background audio is room to room, which is really, really key for this type of stuff. So Sirenscape audio, I love it. I think it's amazing. Now these little quick reference cards, there's 6 of them. There's essentially your action economy as well as conditions. There's 6 of them, so if you got 6 players, perfect. Usually you only have like 4 players for something like this game, but I think they're really cool. We've got spare character sheets again. They are all color-coded with the dice, and there's quite a number of them, double-sided, give you lots of information and whatnot. The map is high quality high quality map, whiteboard marker appropriate, so you can draw on it and not have issues with permanent markers, etc. Like nice and smooth. I'm not going to unfold it because spoilers, of course, but it is quite a large double-sided map. Paizo do really high quality maps for their products, for their adventure paths, and also for their generic stuff. This is one of them. I'm really impressed with that one. We don't generally do physical maps because we do everything online on this channel. Now, these are the pawns. So there is, I'm going to have to tip this because there's so many. There's a huge amount of pawns. Now, pawns are essentially just heavy cardboard stock with a picture of the monster, and you can have that representing the monsters, and we've got stands for them. There's a huge number of monsters in here without having to do spoilers, because not all of these are in here, but really good quality. And if you're doing an adventure path for Paizo, there is a lot of things you can do with that. You can buy in maps for that, for an adventure path. You can buy entire pawn collections for the adventure path as well. A level 1 to level 20 campaign, the adventure path pawns are about that thick in the box, and there's a lot of monsters in those campaigns. So that's the entire package. And the reason why I say this is probably one, like top 3 for me, is high quality print material, high quality products. They've thought about how to do things. They've thought about the new players as well as players coming from other people, as in from other game systems. So every room in the game teaches you a new mechanic. So it's a way of introducing yourself as a GM and as a player to the mechanics in a soft way. When I ran this for the first time, actually I ran it twice in a week with 2 different groups, and I ran it after running a campaign for quite a while. And there were things that I learned after already running the campaign for quite a while. So it's a really good teaching method, not just for players, but also for GMs. And as I said, it goes step by step. So I don't recommend people just go out and buy the Pathfinder rulebooks, core rulebooks, because they see that 700 page or 650 odd pages, and they go, oh my god, that is insane, that's so many rules. This breaks it down to 12, 11 or so. So you don't need to like jump in full. Try this out, see if you like it, see if your friends like it, see if your table likes it. It only should be maybe 2 to 3 sessions. And if you want to expand it, you can keep going with the Troubles in Atari. You've got the 30-day free trial for Silenscape, which I think are absolutely awesome. You can hear that still going in the background. I think this is a really good quality product. I highly recommend it. So I'm going to kind of sign off here, and we'll come back with kind of the comparison between this and the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, just to kind of show you what's the difference between and why I think that this is a really high quality product. So if you don't want to go to the comparison, that's fine. Like, subscribe, and all the bits and pieces. Goblin KTV is a Twitch live channel. So if you want to see us do live shows, that's where we do our live shows. We're trying to bump our YouTube up, so follow us here, subscribe for new content. We have all our live shows uploaded to Twitch, as well lots of highlights, and we're trying to do more and more unboxings and other news content and interview stuff in the 2023. So thank you for that. If you don't want to listen to the comparison, and I'll say goodbye for now. If you want to see the comparison, stick around, and I'll talk about that shortly. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around to have a look at the comparison from the D&D starter set. So this is the D&D starter set. It's the original one. I know that there's other ones that have come out since, but this is the original starter set for D&D 5th edition. So as soon as we open up, we see a big difference. There is no table of contents. The dice, although clear, there's nothing special about it. We have a starter rule set, which is 30 pages long, and a lot of that is spell casting. The basic actual how to play is not really that long, which is actually a good thing. You want to condense the rules to a very short amount. You have pre-made characters. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pre-made characters. I will give them this. I will say this, that they are built into the campaign itself, which is a bonus. It is good to actually have pre-made characters built into the world itself, because the world that is set in this campaign, the Lost Mines of Pendelver, is essentially essential for these characters and is important to them, and they're built into it. They are double-sided. They do give a little bit of information about leveling up, but there's no real play this character if this is the style you want to play. It does give a little bit of bio, but it's lacking that, which is really important. The print material is cheap. There's nothing I can say, but it's cheap. It is really quite cheap. Even the print material of the starter set, while it's gloss, it's cheap. It feels cheap. There's no real quality to it. What did you do last night? D&D encounters. Build your own character and play at stores near you. So I think this is supposed to be like a D&D Adventurers League, but before the Adventurers League was actually the thing, because again, this is the first starter sets. It does have a nice character sheet. Only one generic character sheet. A better print material, but that's one. Lost Mines of Fendelver. Decent campaign from what I hear. It is a level 1 to level 5. I know a lot of people that actually have run through it. But that's it. That's it. That's the box. So half of the box, I'll see if I can tip this over, is a spacer. Half the box is a spacer, whereas the comparison between the Pathfinder box, which is larger and there's no space in it. Much more detailed. I don't think this is a good product. I don't recommend it. As a starter set, I don't recommend it. Even as a role-playing product, I don't recommend it. There are much better starter sets on the market. I think this is one of the lowest quality starter sets that I've got in my collection, and I've got quite a few in my collection. So that's kind of why I think if you're going to jump into a starter set, Pathfinder2 is a really good high quality one. All the print material is good quality. It's written in a way for beginners to learn. The rules are condensed in a way and made concise and no grey areas or anything like that. It works. It all just works. And it teaches not just the players in a step-by-step manner, but also teaches the GM in a step-by-step manner. It doesn't miss things like, say, a back door to the leader's lair, where the leader can just escape to because you don't get to actually look at that on the way into the goblins. Yes, I know that one. It's very different. And I just cannot recommend this. Whereas I can highly recommend the Pathfinder one. Pathfinder have made really good beginner boxes in both Starfinder and Pathfinder 1. They are very condensed. I will say that they are very short. Most Pathfinder games go a bit longer in scale, as in you don't level up straight away. But in the beginner boxes, it is a very condensed version of it, where you have maybe 2 to 3 sessions where you're leveling up pretty much through that from 1 to 3 or even higher. So that's my comparison of the starter sets. Take that what you will, and if you are moving to Pathfinder, or if you're trying Pathfinder for the first time, enjoy it. I highly recommend getting the starter set before, or beginner box before getting the full core rules, because that 600 plus pages book, that's scary. But when it's condensed down to 12 pages in rules, that's really easy to just jump into and then slowly increase that from there. So that's me signing off. Enjoy your role playing, and we're going to be doing some more beginner boxes. Bye.